Hi guys, I want to make this video because I don't know what to call this video, a rant or more of a tip. It's probably both. So you see the market's tanking pretty much every single day, and everyone's scared. They're wondering, are we in a bear market, a bull market, a pig market, monkey, donkey, sheep market? At the end of the day, we're in the stock market. I look at the stock market as the stock market. There's no labels. Why are we wasting our time trying to figure out if it's a bull, a bear, a pig? It's just a stock market, right? So the moment you stop worrying about that, in my opinion, there's one less issue you have to consider. So you wake up in the morning, this is what you do. I've been doing fine because I've been taking just my little micro segment of the stock market and trading upon it. So I'll tell you what a day trader does, okay? So I came up with this quote just to remind everybody what a day trader does. Day trader tries to make as much money as they can the easiest way possible with the least amount of risk. So let me repeat that once again. Your job as a day trader is to make the most money you can the easiest way possible with the least amount of risk. The last part is the most important part, with the least amount of risk. Okay? So you scour the market, you determine what's the highest probability trade, meaning which one's the most highly successful type of setup that you can get. And this takes experience, of course. You don't know what type of setup anything is. But I see too many people worrying about what's going on with Trump, all that. I don't really care. I'm looking for my specific small niche setups that I'm going to take advantage of every single day. I care less what everything else does. There are so many different types of stocks out there, guys. So many different type of sectors and industries. So I like to say this. I want to be the master of one. The master of one domain. One little piece. I just want to be the master of something rather than a jack of all trades. Because I call that finding your niche. So you have to find that little segment that you're very good at. Is it bouncing a stock? Is it shorting a stock at resistance? Is it channel trading? Is it figuring out all these loopholes in option spreads and stuff? So it's up to you. As a trader, there is so much. You can get overwhelmed with all this stuff. So forget it. Pick a little piece of the pie and focus on it and try to see if you can make money consistently in that little piece, okay? There's a bunch of different strategies that you can do. So I'll give you a couple of examples, okay? You can do a bounce off of a big wash. I call that the first bow, B-A-O, like bounce, but with my name, right? So basically all this is like I'm waiting for a big parabolic move up, followed by a big sharp tank down. That's what we call a dead cat bounce. So when it goes back, it has to bounce. I mean, as little or as much as it is up to you. If you just keep doing this, just waiting for that parabolic move, up and then boom, down, just do the scalp. That's just one strategy in my opinion, okay? You don't load up on it, obviously, because in a bear market, actually, the stocks can keep going down. It will never bounce. But it will do a technical bounce, meaning like if you bounce a ball, it will bounce. Now how far it bounces, who knows? Who knows, right? But it will get what you call a technical bounce. Because technically it has to bounce just a little bit. It doesn't have to, unless there's dilution, of course. But so that's why you look at technical analysis, you look at the resistance support. So, but my whole point is whatever the strategy is, you figure it out, okay? I want you, so this is how you make the money every single day, guys. Seriously. This is how I've been doing. I have no fear. I wake up and I'm excited to trade, actually. Days I don't trade, I feel like I'm losing money because most of the days I make money. Knock on wood. I don't need to come in and make a ton of money. So that's the first step. So the first step is to tell yourself, I'm going to get into the market. I'm going to go and look at the trades. And for me, I may or may not make a single trade a day. Most of the time, I will make a trade. But you know what, man? I come in with the option of not having to trade. Because if you come in and you're like, oh, I'm ready to bank and make a lot of money, you already screwed yourself because now you're forcing trades. I want to survey the entire market in my little sector and determine, is there something that I can make money on? If there's not, I sit and I wait until the opportunity comes. So you're not forcing yourself to make money. You're not forcing yourself to trade every day. You can be selective. So I like to say this, as a full-time trader, I'm not trading all the time. Okay, a full-time trader does not mean that you're trading all the time. Okay, a full-time trader just means that now I have the opportunity to sit around all day long to wait for that opportunity to come to me. So this is how you do it, guys. When the stock market's tanking all this, don't look at the whole thing. If you need to, turn off the TV. Don't watch CNBC. Don't watch Bloomberg. Don't watch anything. Turn off Twitter. You know, you know what I use a chat room for, guys? As a scanner. I see what people are trading. I don't have to look at my scanners. I see what people are thinking. I use it as also an education tool, because the guys in the MSC are awesome, man. They're figuring out filings. They help you figure out warrants, like if they're dilution, all that. So I use that as an educational tool and a scanner. I wake up, I look at the MIC chat room, and I see like, oh man, this stock is in play. And then these guys are posting what they find, like information about that stock. So it's awesome. I mean, they already did a lot of the work for you. They won't do every single piece of the work, right? It's still up to you. You have to make the trade yourself. And so the first step, like I said, man, it's just turn off the TV, tune off. Because if you're gonna wake up, stuff is gonna be tanking, and you're gonna be overwhelmed. You're gonna have like 1,000 stocks moving up and down, right? So what you do is you pick now between all those things a handful of stocks. So like today, it's a slow day, whatever. So I picked down to a couple to two, and then I realized, hey, I'm on a laptop. I'm actually remote right now. I'm not home. I'm remote because this is the holiday, so I left. And I didn't work today at home, so I brought a bunch of laptops, and I picked maybe one or two stocks. And I put 3 charts on it, did all the research I can, and my job was just to take the easy moves. I don't need to take the giant move. So basically your job is to sit there, be a sniper, and wait. Just wait. Wait for your prey. Wait for your victim. Wait for your target. Whatever you may call it, okay? I'm sitting there. I'm waiting for the opportunity to strike. Okay? And so the way I trade, very simple. I determine whether or not the stock is strong or weak, or what the news is in merit. And so what I do is I wait for the stock to make a move. The charts have formed, and I start scalping. I'll give you an example, MICT. I waited for the top to form. When the top is formed, all I did was I started shorting wherever the resistance was. And then I would cover wherever the support was. So at the end of the day, actually I start with, that stock was actually in a channel the entire half of the day today. So all it is, every time I go up here, I was short. Every time I'm here, I cover. If you're a long bias trader, you can go buy the support and then sell the resistance. I mean, dude, I made a bunch of those trades and it started adding up. Like I said, so the markets can get very difficult. So it's your job now. It gets very hard because there's less opportunity for these big moves to come. Stocks, the scary part is when this market is just flat. There's nothing moving. If nothing's moving, there's no fluctuations, right? And you can't trade. In order to trade, you have to buy and sell, or, you know? And so there has to be enough range for you to do it. There has to be enough what we call meat, okay? Because, you know, you take the meat of the move. So if the meat of the move is 30 cents, you know, I'm probably making 15 cents in the middle because I'm giving myself a cushion. I mean, who knows? I'm selling early. That's how I trade. I sell early, and then, you know, I get the meat. So that you know, sometimes it doesn't touch the ends. But my whole point is this, guys. Trading doesn't have to be that hard. You make it harder on yourself because you freak yourself out and you think you have to worry about all this macroeconomics bullshit, which you do not. I'll tell you right now, you don't need to know any of that shit. I'm looking at my little thing, and I look up, the market was down 200 points. And then I look up, the market's down 600 points. I'm like, I didn't even fucking know. I don't give a fuck. I just worried about my little stock, guys. The stock that I choose to trade for the day. I'm focused in on that stock. And now, does that stock correlate with the general big markets? Like Dow's up or down, doesn't really matter. So you determine that. I like to trade stocks that don't. That's why I trade small caps, guys, because it doesn't give a damn what the general market does. It has a mind of its own. I don't even know the market is up 600 points or down 600 points. I mean, the fact that I know that, cool, it'll help me, but the stock doesn't really care. It just operates in its own little vacuum. The fact that the market's down, it just means that the stock range now in my little small cap is smaller than it would be. If the market's strong, there'll be a lot of buyers taking it up, so the range will be higher. That's it. But, at the end of the day, I'm just trading my stock. If you don't trade small caps, how do you take advantage of this, right? So you wait, you watch. So trading is all about pattern recognition. So you have to recognize certain patterns. When a stock hits a certain resistance, it drops. When a stock goes down, it bounces off a certain support. That is a pattern. So the only way you learn these patterns, I hate using the word patterns because you're looking for these patterns that may not exist. To me, it's more of a feel. Stock goes up, stock goes down. Stock goes down, bounces off the support, goes up. So you watch these patterns develop, and then you get a sense for it. So how do you do it? Okay, you take a subset of whatever sector you guys are trading. So if you want to trade big boards, you can trade pretty much every stock that's on your scanner, or you can say, I'm going to focus on Facebook only. I'm only going to focus on a particular stock only. Because now every stock has its own nuance, okay? Every stock trades has a little peculiarity about it, okay? So try this. This may work or may not work for you, right? So instead of trying to trade every single stock, pick a certain one, start following it. Only follow Apple. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to pick one, okay? So the thing is this, I learned. The more high profile the stock, the harder it is for you to trade it. That's because everyone's trading it, guys. And you know who's everyone? People that's smarter than you, such as the guys in Goldman Sachs. The algos are written by billion-dollar companies. They have more information than you. You don't think they have insider information? Those guys got all sorts of information. Okay, they call it something else instead of insider information. Analysts. Okay, they have analysts who has access to the company. They know where these stocks may potentially go. So my whole point is I hate trading with people that are smarter than me. With people, I also include algos, which are the computerized robotic trading systems. With analysts, with hedge fund guys that have billions of dollars that can move a stock. So I pick certain sectors which they don't play in. And that's why I like small caps. You don't have to trade small caps, but my whole point being is I find it personally an edge. Because, dude, people that are trading that are not necessarily the guys on Goldman Sachs, right? So I have a feel for it. I know the end game. I understand how the game works. I know about the dilution game. I know about the financing. I know they're a piece of crap companies. And so, that is my edge already. The fact that I know this is not a real company. It may be a real company on paper, but they have 4 employees trying to cure cancer. Doing orphan, just putting them on ridiculous PRs because they ran out of money. So they have to pump and start selling stock to you, right? A lot of these companies, so you basically find your edge. Maybe your edge could be technical. Doesn't have to be informational. It could be just pure technical. This stock always conforms to a chart. So whenever it hits this moving average or this support line, it bounces off and it does something. So the only way you learn that is by observation, guys. And the only way you can observe is if you're just sitting there watching these stocks. But if you're just randomly watching stocks, different stocks every day, it's very difficult to learn. Because it's like tracking. It's easier if you track one person and it's a group of people, right? And so each person has their own routine every day. So it's like being a stalker, right? But now you're stalking a stock. So I feel this, in my opinion, is the reason why traders fail. That's one of the reasons. They think they really don't have the sniper mentality. They're like, they want to be the jack of all trades. I don't, there's so much I don't know, guys. But in my little field, I know as much as I can. So I am the master of one versus the jack of all trades. And in my opinion, the guys that are in a niche little piece of the pie are the guys making money. I wake up, I make money. It may not be huge millions of dollars, but who knows? But at this moment in time, the market is crashing. I'm just taking my little pieces and then waiting. I call it like fishing, right? So you stick your pole out and you fish. Sometimes you don't know what the nibble is. Sometimes you get big bites, sometimes you don't. But you have to stick your pole out there. And I try to avoid sticking my pole where the sharks live. Okay? And so it's up to you. You find, it's basically whatever you find consistency in. My other videos talk in depth about the process I use. Technical analysis is very important. You have to learn technical analysis, but you don't have to use all these fancy stuff. Simple resistance and support will cover, in my opinion, most of it. It won't cover all of it. There's nothing that covers all of it, but just enough to get you, just gives you, just gets you there. Okay. A lot of times when you enter blind, you have no clue what's going on. But at least now you're in the game. Technical analysis using support and resistance lines and pivots gets you in the game. In my opinion, across all my years, that works, in my opinion, the best in terms of simplicity and being able to be repeatable. Then you can do Fibonacci. I mean, that's fine. Look up these. Fibonacci is actually not very difficult. The numbers all defined. Every charting system has Fibonacci in it. You just draw it and it just gives you these lines. Okay? The application, how you use them, is a difficult part. Drawing them doesn't do anything. I could draw tons of resistance support lines, but how do you use them, right? That's through experience. So I'm seeing everyone kind of freak out, and that's why I had to make this video, guys. Just keep things simple. Try to focus on one little thing and make money off it. Like I post this little bit of information, like $500 a day is $100,000 a year. If you do not lose, obviously, the day, right? But my whole point by posting that is it doesn't take that much money to make a lot of money over time. Just have to have very good risk. You don't want that one red day to wipe out your entire streak of green days. So the hardest part, in my opinion, of trading is this. Is the discipline to be able to take the small loss. It's the discipline to be able to take money off the table. When you're up, to me, it seems simple to take money off the table. To other people, it's like, so my problem is I take money off too quickly. Other people's problem might be they're too greedy. They don't take money off the table at all. So they turn a winner into a loser. So it all depends, which, there's pros and cons of both. So you have to do instead of taking it all, I hold a little bit now, so you try to change it up. But the point that I'm trying to get is, it's all risk management, guys. It's mental. It's up to you. First, the mechanics. Everybody can be taught the mechanics. It's just, you have to train yourself to be able to, sometimes in a tougher market, take money off quicker off the table instead of holding for the grand slam, Build your bankroll. The first step is to build your bankroll. Have a repeatable process. But once again, it comes down to, there's so much to learn. You have to just take a small slice of it, guys. Don't worry about whatever all the other stocks are doing. Just worry about your stock. Take a look at your little stock. Okay, let's see how it performs to the markets. If the market goes up, how does that stock perform? Sometimes you realize my stock doesn't do anything. It doesn't really care about the markets. Just like today, my stock doesn't really care if it goes up or down. I love those type of stocks. So that's why I found the edge. Because trading is so hard, man. If your stock is dependent upon what the general market does, what the price of corn is, what Trump's tweets are, what the price of oil is. So the algos are very good at calculating all these things simultaneously. But as a human, we can't. And so I avoid those stocks that I call above my pay grade. Too complex for me. Just too complex. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. I termed that a long time ago. Keep it simple, stupid. It's like the best things are simplistic. My whole goal is this, guys. Just sit here and wait for my opportunity like a sniper. Does not take that much money. Okay, it does not take that much to start adding up. $250 a day is $50,000 a year. $250. I wake up, I can make a few grand in my sleep. Knock on wood. The problem I have is, shit, that's not enough. Because, okay, so same as you. Maybe you're starting out and you're like, I can make $250 in my sleep. But I want to make $1,000, you know? So that everyone has their thing. So like, I can wake up and make a few grand every day, but now I want 10,000, you know? It's just the greedy part. And so you work on this. This is something that you work on. No one's going to help you. And I hope you don't lose all your money. And that's the only way you can learn. Okay. I want to tell you this before you lose all your money. So I'm going to summarize. Okay. So this is my holiday gift to you guys. I made this is pretty much, I mean, no one's going to tell you this. Trading does not have to be complicated, guys. Keep it simple. Take the little pieces. Take your piece of the pie. You don't, you know, like leave the other hard stuff to the other guys. I just take what's easy, man. This is my job is just to make my money. I don't need to be the cool kid. I don't need to be the guy that's like beating my chest that says, hey, I know everything about the markets and I can predict what's going to happen to what the SPY and the index futures and all that. I mean, dude, I'm just a normal guy. I can make money every day, knock on wood. Just doing what I'm doing, man. The problem I get is sometimes I'm like, hey, man, I feel like, hey, I'm smart. Maybe I should make more money because I saw so-and-so make more money. And that's where I get fucked up. And, you know, that's has nothing to do with trading, guys. It's a mental thing. So you guys heard it here. I mean, so tomorrow I'll start doing that. Stop worrying about what the market does. Who gives a shit? Focus on your own trades. Focus on your own stocks. And you'd be there like a sniper. In and out, man. Make you a couple $100. I'm just talking about the guys in the starting out. If you're more advanced, you already know what you're doing. If you're more advanced, you have your own other issues. Okay, and I made a video about that. The biggest obstacle in day trading, which is you can make the advanced guys will make 20 days of trading, and then don't let that one day wipe you out. That's the hardest part, man. To be able to keep your gains. Making money is easy, guys. You're gonna see once I teach you the mechanics and the strategy. Making money is easy. It's keeping the money. It's not being not being greedy. Not forcing trades. How often do you want to sit around and want to make a lot of money? Do not ever enter the market thinking you're going to be banking. That's how you lose. That's how you get overly convicted and biased. When you think like, oh, I'm going to nail this stock. It has to go down. Nothing has to do nothing, man. I've seen crazy shit all the time. If it's too obvious, too easy, be scared. If everybody's going in the same direction as you, be scared. Okay, it has to be a bunch of people going the opposite direction. Because if everyone's going one direction, it's like, ooh, shit, dude. I mean, I run for the hills, and that's why like a stock like UXIN, everyone's like, oh, lockup expiration, no brainer, and then stock today just went up. It's like, you know, so that's it, guys. I hope you guys all have a good holiday, but just keep in mind, my whole secret, in my opinion, is be the master of one. Avoid it. Pick something that not many people are trading that you like to trade. You know, if you're successful trading Facebook, go keep trading Facebook. But, you know, if you're not, try something else. You know, take a little piece of the pie out and just be a stalker, man. It doesn't take that much money, man. You wait for that entry. Wait for the entry. Either a long or a short. Doesn't matter. You wait for the entry. Use what I call the outside lines. Okay? If you don't know what that is, watch my videos. So, there you have it, man. You don't be scared of the markets anymore. Do not be scared. Walk in. My job is just to make a few strategic sniper trades. Boom, in. Boom, out, done. Doesn't take that much, guys. Okay? When you're up, then when you start going up, then you can hold longer and do all these strategies, okay? But in the beginning, guys, your job is just to get in and get out with the least pain as possible. So once again, it's making the most money you can, the easiest way you can. with the least amount of risk. The key is with the least amount of risk. So somewhere is the balance. All right, happy trading and happy holidays.